Chapter 1. Greatness is defined by how fearless you are in the face of negativity. People who win are those who do not quit when things get tough. Winners see quitting as the last option, and even at that, they make sure they never get to the stage where they'll have to quit. The biggest leaders in the world are those who failed several times. What distinguishes these leaders from the average person is that they learn from their mistakes. While quitters are giving up, winners are going neck deep into the storm with a strong resolve to come out on the other side. Not everything is achievable, but there's no limit to what you can achieve if you're determined and smart about your goals. Many things that exist today once seem improbable. However, with the willpower and determination of some people, they'll become a reality. A relentless winner doesn't stop trying to win at any point. It doesn't matter if they have a healthy lead or they are trailing by a lot. They will continue pushing for the win. They are not easily distracted, and to them, winning isn't a choice, it's a necessity. In this summary, the differences and similarities between the three human behaviors mentioned below are explained in a way that would make it easy for you to switch from good to great, and from great to relentless. Every individual belongs to one of these three categories. What you need to do is to identify the one you belong to and see if you need a switch. This tidbit examines the difference between a cleaner, a closer, and a cooler. These three terms broadly explain human traits, and they will help you distinguish between being a winner or a quitter. The tips and explanations contained in this bite-sized summary are good for you, especially if you're trying to be a serial winner. This summary is an ideal guide for you on how to make the best of your life. Chapter 2. Aspire to be a cleaner, because it teaches you to create new goals anytime you reach your personal best. Three personalities define every human. Coolers. This is the category of individuals who do not rate themselves highly enough to get anything done. They give up at the slightest inconvenience and are always quick to blame others. Closers. Those in this category are stuck between giving up and being brave. They never seem to be able to take that giant leap of faith because of fear. Cleaners. Cleaners are the bravest of all. They are never fazed by a situation, and they find a way to thrive even when things are difficult. To live the best life, you should try to be a cleaner. Being unyielding entails being a cleaner. Cleaners consider far beyond fame and credit. They consider more than the present since they are never satisfied with what they have accomplished. Being excellent is admirable and pleasant, but it comes nowhere close to being the best. Being the best makes you an icon, and being the greatest makes you a legend. Cleaners are persistent in their quests because they're not just talented, they're also hardworking and perceptive about the next step to take. As a cleaner, your energy provides you a boost, allowing you to keep going even when everyone else is slowing down. You've set a goal for yourself, and you'll go to any length to achieve it. Operate with no wasted motion, chaos, or warning, and be careful not to allow your emotions to get the best of you. Every cleaner has a zone that belongs to them alone. This zone is a personal space that is not open to any other person. Creating this zone is the initial step to becoming a cleaner. By entering the zone and shutting out everything else, you can control the uncontrollable. As a cleaner, you should tap into your dark side, when you're alone and unaffected by distractions. This dark place is where creative minds try things that might look stupid to others. You need to be alone, and anybody who attempts to enter your dark side should be sent away for now. Stay there and achieve whatever you want to. Your capacity to manage your surroundings and the life of others determines your success or failure in life. You have no fear or anxiety while you're in the dark zone. Chapter 3. Being confident is a good thing once you're sure of your ability to deliver the right results. Humans are born unyielding and are trained to yield by societal values and traditions. Consider babies, who instinctively recognize their fundamental wants and scream or cry until they are fulfilled. There's no point in fighting with newborns or trying to persuade them to do anything. They'll always do what they want. Babies are inherently obstinate. Because they don't realize how raw and lively newborns are, people are eager to lock off their emotions. These are the times when newborns are trained to be good. You must be aware of who you are and not stifle your natural energy and intuition in the sake of becoming nice. You cannot be great without instincts that make your reflexes sharp. Learn to build on what you already have, and always look inside for what's real. Many people have a dark side that isn't open to receiving the light. There are dark parts of you in your mind and spirit that can't see the light or be nice. These dark aspects help you become who you really are, the person your intuition wants you to be. There's an irrefutable power fueling the acts that urge you to be remarkable deep within you. No matter what it takes, you won't be able to change this aspect. You require this dark side in order to achieve success and prosperity. The dark side is your source of fuel and energy, which drives you to do more. It's crucial to keep in mind, though, that this dark side isn't about taking foolish chances and getting into trouble. To keep your dark side at bay, you'll need to exercise a lot of self-control, because you're a winner and nothing else. Channel this side to propel you towards the next stages in life. Chapter 4. Cleaners always aim for the highest level, and they shoot their shots whether they are under pressure or not. Coolers are always scared of being in charge, so they do not properly prepare for a scenario in which they must be clutch. On the other hand, closers are invaluable in high-pressure situations. Cleaners are usually lifesavers. Pressure doesn't get to winners. Instead, it's a situation that they thrive in. Nobody is born with the inherent capacity to come in and save the day at the last minute. Preparation plus opportunity replaces what people believe to be an innate ability to come clutch. A competitor is always under pressure to attack and conquer. Cleaners thrive under pressure because it fuels their desire to do more. Unlike closers who arrive just when a crisis requires them, cleaners experience every moment as a source of stress. Everything is constantly on the line for cleaners. Being persistent implies that they are constantly striving for a positive outcome, regardless of the circumstances. It's very tough to take the last shot, not because they'll miss, but because people want them to keep hitting the target. Closers' issue is that when they start at a very high level, they run the danger of dropping very quickly. They only come up at the last minute, and if they miss, they are considered a failure. Chapter 5. Failure only becomes a bad thing when you refuse to learn from it. When it comes to crises, the cleaner is the ideal person to contact. They are the ones who get called in to deal with situations that are about to spiral out of control. The cleaner's duty is to turn around problematic businesses, assemble a winning team, and get things up and running that aren't functioning. The job exposes them to scrutiny and harsh criticism, which is why they should be confident in their work. Confidence does not necessarily imply accuracy. When you see that something isn't working, but you have the flexibility and expertise to make the necessary changes and corrections, you have confidence. A cleaner does not choke, adjusts fast, and constructs and plans ahead of time. Coolers are unconcerned about competition. All they care about is winning. When you're a cleaner, no game is unimportant. You'll want to play and win no matter how simple or difficult the game is. Even if you have a powerful competitor or adversary, your enthusiasm as a cleaner will always drive you to be better than him. Not because you're fascinated with your opponent, but because you're obsessed with becoming the greatest. Cleaners keep a tight eye on their opponents without being too apparent about it. They search for and capitalize on their opponent's flaws and shortcomings. Things tend to come apart when you don't have control over your emotions. That is why you must exercise caution. Cleaners do their duties in such a manner that the rest of the crew is encouraged. They have a natural sense of who is and isn't ready. They observe their opponents while allowing themselves to be taken off guard. Cleaners are keen observers who can rapidly calculate situations. Chapter 6. Decision-making is an integral part of what makes you a success because it helps you achieve more in less time. The greatest approach to achieve significant progress is to believe in yourself. Always have faith in your decision-making abilities. Time does not wait for anybody, and the time you waste pondering problems for too long, someone else is already doing it. If you don't make a decision, one will be chosen for you. A cleaner makes their own choices because they dislike it when others make them for them. They are unconcerned about what others think of their choices. A cleaner makes a decision and then follows through on it. Don't overthink your issue since it will just add to your perplexity and cause you to worry unnecessarily. As a cleaner, stand up and make choices when everyone else is asking questions and unsure what to do. You should constantly behave like a leader because you are one. You're out of your zone when you overthink. Get back into it by making choices. Because your energy dislikes following other people's choices, others must follow your decision. This isn't to say you won't be receptive to other people's ideas or opinions, but it does imply you shouldn't linger on a scenario for too long. What differentiates cleaners from closers and coolers is that cleaners are quick to make calculated decisions. These decisions help them make their presence felt, and it's what makes them important in tough situations. While others are still thinking, Cleaners are already acting. Chapter 7. What makes you a winner is your ability to remain committed and dedicated, even when you're at the top. There's a significant difference between getting to the top and staying there. Many individuals make the mistake of accepting whatever is offered to them because the reward seems to be worthwhile. According to the cleaner rule, if your opponent or competitor admits that you got fortunate, it indicates you're doing something correctly. Getting a job does not guarantee that you will retain it. You must continue to win because momentary triumph is meaningless. There are no shortcuts or lucky breaks in this world. Many sports players are paid large sums of money because their teams, businesses, or sponsors recognize the worth of what they have to give. It doesn't matter what you were given. It's the worth of the job you perform as a cleaner that brings you pleasure. Greatness makes you a legend. Being the best makes you an icon. If you want to be great, deliver the unexpected. If you want to be the best, deliver a miracle. Tim S. Grover. The simplest or quickest path is not necessarily the safest. You should not think that just because you've reached the pinnacle, you should give up. This mindset will only lead you to ground zero, which is the last place you want to be. Chapter 8. When you're at the peak of your career, people will fear you more than they like you. When you're the best, there's always someone who wants to overtake you and take your place on the throne. No one would ever be able to displace a cleaner. They defend their throne with all they have, which is why they are more feared than loved. A cooler is liked, a closer is well liked, but a cleaner is feared, then admired for accomplishing precisely what everyone thought he'd do. When it comes to planning, a cleaner is usually calm. They quietly retire to their dark places and meticulously construct a massive tsunami that will annihilate everything when they release it. Others are unaware of what is going to occur, and by the time they realize, it is too late to intervene. Do not be concerned with whether or not others like you. Instead, focus on doing so brilliantly that others will envy and support you. Cleaners only trust a few individuals because the wrong person may quickly bring them down from their throne. Because they are always on the watch for anybody who attempts to usurp their kingdom, cleaners have a hard time trusting a lot of people. People they work with, on the other hand, should be able to trust them, and they should be able to trust them. Being the best means engineering your life so you never stop until you get what you want. And then you keep going until you get what's next. And then you go for even more. Tim S. Grover. You must surround yourself with individuals who can reach your level as a cleaner. Cleaners are so energized that they despise negative energy. They want to be able to rely on you at all times if they trust you, and you must not let them down. To make great choices, surround oneself with excellent people at all times. Chapter 9. Your determination not to back down easily is what defines you as a winner. Unless they decide differently, cleaners always find a way to bounce back after a fall. When a cleaner says he's finished, he means it. A cleaner does not recognize failure, therefore no one tells him he's finished. What others perceive as a failure, a cleaner sees as a chance to gain control of a situation. A cleaner takes the risk regardless of the likelihood of success. When one method fails, the cleaner attempts another until he achieves the desired outcomes. A cleaner doesn't care how long it takes. He'll ultimately find a method to take control of the issue. Failure occurs only when you acknowledge that you have failed and do not learn from your errors. Failure, like success, is a mental state. One person's achievement may be another's failure. You must build your vision as an unstoppable force that refuses to give up. A cooler acknowledges his limitations and quits up, while a closer knows his limitations but perseveres. A cleaner knows what he is capable of and sticks to it until he chooses to try something new. People don't change. I want you to trust who you already are and get to that zone where you can shut out all the noise, all the negativity and fear and distractions and lies, and achieve whatever you want in whatever you do. Tim S. Grover. Because you're constantly striving for more, you don't recognize your accomplishments. A cleaner is constantly looking forward to the next step. Because he's never content, he doesn't spend much time celebrating. A cleaner is constantly looking for more. Everything you do as a cleaner is for you, your energy and your desire, not for the sake of others. Did you know? According to Go Remotely, a statistics company, 38% of new leaders fail within the first 18 months. Conclusion. Cleaners are all about having fleeting emotions of enough, followed by a rush of enthusiasm that shouts more. They recognize that the golden days are over and that a new triumph must be prepared and accomplished. Genuine cleaners are usually at their lowest when they achieve success. They can't wait to go back to work, so they're ready to put the partying behind them and get back to work. A cleaner has a never-say-die attitude that allows them to strive for perfection and demand more. Because it is their duty, when a cleaner does well for themselves, everyone benefits. The cleaner thrives in the space between almost perfect and perfect. They'll close the distance no matter how long it takes or how difficult it is. Cleaners are goal-oriented leaders who will go to any length to achieve their objectives. Success does not come to those who wait. Rather, it comes to those who take action. Your capacity to identify as a cleaner is crucial to your desire to be the greatest. Cleaners are victorious, and only victorious people may become unstoppable. Your choice now will decide the route you will take in the future. Being a cleaner is difficult, but the greatest cleaners thrive when the going gets tough. You're not lowering yourself to anyone's level. Instead, you're encouraging everyone else to rise to yours. You will never again have to compete against anybody. They will be forced to compete with you. Try this. Look within yourself to know if you're a cooler, a closer, or a cleaner. Outline your ambitions, evaluate your position, and follow the guidelines that will shape who a cleaner is.